Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben, your go-to podcast for all things green and growing. I'm Ben, your allotment guide, and here to help you cultivate your garden and your passion for plants. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, this podcast is for you. Each episode will dig into tips, tricks and techniques to make your garden and allotment thrive. From planting, sowing and growing, we will share all the tips and advice. We will also have regular episodes talking about what we have been up to on the allotment. So sit back, grab a brew and enjoy today's episode. Hello everyone and welcome back to Gardening with Ben for a brand new podcast. I hope you've all been enjoying the previous podcasts. Yesterday we talked about the best ways to grow large pumpkins and how to get nice big ones growing on your allotment. And the day before that, we spoke about everything that we've been up to at the allotment. And today we will be off to BBC Gardeners World Live. So stay tuned for the podcast coming up on that, where we'll be talking about everything that we're getting up to down there and how well it's been, what we've got up to down there, what we've tried, what we've purchased. So make sure you stay tuned for that episode because we'll be going so much into detail of what we've got up to down at the BBC Gardeners World Live. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about quality of seeds and what are the best seeds to purchase when growing produce on your allotment. As when you first take on an allotment or when you're doing an allotment, you want to try and save as much money as possible and try and work on a budget because you don't want to be spending too much, because the whole reason of having an allotment is to become self-sufficient, save money and grow stuff organically and freshly so that it tastes a lot better at a good reasonable price. And if you for a packet of lettuce, for instance, you can get a packet of lettuce for like 50 pence to £1, and you can get like 3,000 seeds in there, so you can get 3,000 lettuce plants growing. That's if you want to grow 3,000 lettuces. But you can get seeds at good prices for quality of seeds. Now there's so many brands out there. There's Kings, there's Mr. Fothergill's, there's Seed Direct, there's Premier Seeds. There's so many around. We're going to share with you all the seeds that we purchase and where we purchase them from. Now, I obviously used to buy all my seeds from Wilko's because they were the cheapest place to buy all my seeds. I found them the cheapest and the best quality seeds out there. Now, obviously, a bit ago, we had some devastating news that all the Wilko shops were shutting, and that brought a big tear to my eye because I thought, where the hell am I going to get all my seeds from? Some places are so expensive to buy them, I won't be paying that sort of price for my seeds, as I do a lot of my gardening for fun, to share tips and advice, and I don't want to be paying a fortune for the seeds. And sometimes you pay a fortune and you hardly get any seeds in the packet as well, whereas Wilko's were cheap and you got loads of seeds in a packet, so you always got good quality and quantity to get a good crop from the produce. So when obviously we had the news, we had a news a bit later saying the range had bought their brand name and they were going to start stocking all their products. And I thought, yes, they best start selling all the seeds again. And guess what? Yes, they did. So I went down to the range, I had a look around, and there in the garden centre, they had all the Wilko's seeds. Now, they weren't the 3 for 2, what they used to do, but they were just normal price, but they were still cheap and the same quality and quantity in a packet. And I thought, fantastic, I know I'm going to be fine now. We're going to be able to grow all the seeds and I can have some great produce. And I've always used Wilko seeds because, for instance, I was talking to my plot neighbour and he's been trying to grow sweet corn and he's had no luck whatsoever in growing sweet corn from the seeds that he keeps buying. And touch wood, I've never had an issue with the Wilko seeds for the sweet corn. Now I've got some growing in my shed at the moment and they're growing absolutely fantastic. They're hopefully going to be growing out in the garden in the next week or two. and get them growing and get them producing some fantastic sweet corn. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and I'll share with you all how we're getting on with that. But yeah, like lettuce, you get loads in a packet. They're only like 50p. Stuff like beetroot, turnips, salad leaves, everything has grown fantastic. From the peas as well, you get loads of peas in a packet for only £1. The same for runner beans, you get loads of runner beans. It's absolutely a bargain. Now obviously there are other seed brands around and stuff like that, but I've never seen any as cheap as there. Obviously you can get them in different shops and you can get them cheap, but yeah, I don't think they'll obviously sell them off at the end of the year because they are in the garden centre, so they'll probably not reduce them. They'll probably sell them all the year round, but I don't care at that price, and I know the quality is good and everything's good about them. I will continue to buy them from the range and forevermore keep doing it until they stop selling them, but I'm sure they'll keep doing it now that everybody's going there. And obviously I think you can obviously buy them online as well from the Wilko shop if you haven't got a range near you, and you can get them delivered to yourself as well. So if you are missing them, you can go out and buy them. Obviously there are other good seed brands out there. I'm not doing an advert for Wilko's seeds or range. I'm just sharing with you where I purchase my seeds from and the place, and obviously I've never had issues with them. That's why I'm saying how wonderful they are. Now obviously if you use some other brands, please do let me know. Send me a message on Instagram. I'd love to hear where you get your seeds from and how well your seeds do. And yeah, it's good to share with each other the best places to purchase their seeds. And I know a lot of people that do follow me on Facebook also get all their seeds from the Wilkos. So that's been our short little episode today, talking about where the best place to get good quality seeds from at a good quality price and getting your money's worth from them. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode today. If you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, go and check it out because I've done a video on this as well. So you'll be able to watch it as well and see some of the seeds I've got growing in my shed at the moment. I've put what seeds I've got growing down there so you can see visually how well things are doing. So yeah, make sure you give us a follow on this podcast if you're not following us already. Feel free to leave a review, give it a like, and share it to a friend or two who you'd think would enjoy this episode. So until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Gardening with Ben. I hope you have found some useful tips and inspiration for your own gardening and allotment journey. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss a new episode. And if you have a moment, I'd love for you to leave a review and share the podcast with fellow gardening enthusiasts. Your support helps us grow this community and continue bringing you great content. You can also follow us on social media on every platform called Gardening with Ben for daily gardening tips and updates. Happy gardening, and until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with